Hi everyone, this is Susie from Minnesota Zone 4, and it's about the middle of July to about the later portion of July. Thought I'd show you an update of how my vegetables are doing. Peppers are still looking a little dinky, not quite so yellow, so that's a good thing. It's got some flowers here. Looks like there's a pepper back there. Not sure how that got there. I want to say this is a Jimmy Nardello. Ooh, looks like I got one. So I think I'm going to pick that. Maybe it'll start putting some more production into getting bigger, maybe more flowers. It definitely has not been a good year for peppers for me. I think next year I'm going to try growing them in containers. Aunt Molly's ground cherry is doing pretty good. I'm starting to branch out and it's getting a bit bigger. There are some in there that have fallen on the ground. I like the flavor of them. They're not, I'm not sure how to describe them. They're a little fruity tasting. But I'm trying to figure out what this is on here, this white stuff. It's not bird poop. I think it's like a fungus or something. I don't know. So I've been picking out the leaves that have been getting that on. You can see there's more in here. Maybe it's just due to our wet conditions. But it's still producing. Let's see, what bug is on here? Where are you? Don't know. I wonder if that's a cucumber beetle. And then down here, I left one radish. I'm hoping it goes to seed. I'd like to see if I get any seed pods this year. I'd like to try tasting that. Oh, it looks like I have a jalapeno down here. I was hoping I could pickle jalapenos this year, but I don't think one's gonna do it, is it? My niece likes hot peppers, so maybe she can put some on her pizza. Marigolds have been loving it. I think the reason why they've been loving it is because it was a little cooler and they took over and everything else took a long time to get started, and so they just became little shrubs. This one's gorgeous. Tangerine gem. There's a strong scent with these and I don't mind it. I was hoping that kind of would deter certain pests. The bees don't seem to mind it. Alright, I will give you some privacy, little dude. And then in here are my watermelon radishes. Let's see. Got a little one here. They should get bigger. And prettier. Maybe that one's not quite ready yet. I'm just going to set this down here. I'll try it in another area. I know there's a bigger one. I have a knife here. I'm going to see if I can try and cut into it one-handed. I'm not sure if I can do it. And then these are my purple TP beans, my climbing bush beans. And I don't know, they're unbelievable. This plant has a lot on. I can't wait to have a meal of them. I know I have some more over here and then over in here. The middle ones, I think they fell over, to tell the truth. Yep, they did. Where are you? Right there. I thought the way the picture looked, they were going to grow up. I don't know. I guess pictures can be deceiving. I also thought they were going to be bush. So, these are also supposed to be bush beans. And they're going a bit nuts. I'm going to brush it against my marigold here, and the scent is just a little over. Ouch. I'm stuck on my climbing bean. It's starting to flower. It's really pretty. So, oh, I do have some beans down here. They were supposed to be dragon tongue. Maybe the color will come in a little bit later. I don't know. I got these from Baker Creek, so we will see. I don't know. Kind of a letdown with the beans. I usually do the Kentucky Wonder Bush Lake. We'll see. I could probably still do another crop somewhere if I'm not happy with these. And then in here I have peas, and I've been picking them and I've been eating them out here. They really never make it into the house. I've been giving my dogs some. They love peas. Peas and green beans. Back here, let me move the pitchfork. This is a delicata squash. It's looking okay so far. I'm just always on the lookout for like the squash vine borer. I have issues with that big time. Oh, some more peas back here. I did not see those. Be a nice little lunch. And then back here I have, see, they just don't look too healthy. I don't know. This is the Tivoli hybrid squash. I do have some on, but I don't know. The vines just don't look like a healthy green that they should. It's starting to get cloudy. We're talking storms, so hopefully I can get this done before it starts raining here. In here I have whole lots of melons. They were supposed to be kind of bush. They're climbing all over the place. I have lots of flowers on, but I think mainly female right now. I think I saw mainly male flowers on. I have seen maybe a few female. Let's see. So we'll see. It's the first year for me growing melons. I do have a short growing season, so we'll see how they work out. Oh, okay, so right down here I have a watermelon radish. Oh, that's a nice size. Let me get some of the soil off. I was expecting prettier. You can see kind of green in there, and then pink. I don't think I'm going to be able to cut it with one hand. I can't get it to stay. Let me see if I can switch hands here real quick. Oh. Okay, that's kind of pretty. They're really big too. That's not too bad. The skin on the outside looks a little thick, and that's probably just because it's a little warmer. I'm going to take a bite. Even though there's a little soil on it, I'll try and brush it off. Definitely a hard outer skin. It kind of reminds me of a cross between a radish and a kohlrabi. I think that's just due to the size. Not too bad. A little spiciness to it. Pick up my knife before I forget it. But yeah, I think this is something if I could plant it a little earlier. Probably, well, I got it planted in May. So maybe it's something to plant now and have it ripen into September. The The flavor is not bad. I don't mind that. Probably couldn't eat a whole lot of it, but I would say that's probably about 3 inches in diameter. That's what they said it was going to be. I will have to pick them today. You can see more melons in here. All the flowers. I'm hoping I get one. I would be very happy with one just to see what it's like. Okay, before I go back, these are my cucumbers. They're doing really good. Let's see. Got some flowers on in there, but I know there's one over here that I think I counted 8 or 9 little ones. And this kind right here is Dragon Suyo Hybrid. That definitely is producing the cucumbers. There's a little one in there. I can't wait. I love cucumbers. About as much as I love tomatoes. And then patio baby eggplant. I have to harvest these. I have a lot on. There's some little ones. And there's some bigger ones in here, if you can see. It's just loaded. Absolutely loaded. So I would recommend this plant. They also say this is a good plant for in containers. This one, I have to be careful so I don't break my melon behind me because you can see it's vining. And then this eggplant here is a Rosa Bianca. It's got some fruit on it, so I can't wait to see what that looks like. That's supposed to be a really pretty one. Okay, so in here are my tomatoes. This is Rapunzel. I have some that are ripening. That looks really good down there. That is a nice cluster. It's finally looking the way I thought it was supposed to look. The mosquitoes are really bad back here. And there's this cluster here. It's kind of leaning against the cage here. Let me just gently remove that. I do not want to lose any tomatoes. There we go. That way they don't grow weird. And then another cluster here. Here. I mean, this one is loaded. I can't say enough about Rapunzel. I would say grow it. It's definitely produces, and it's all the way up here. Granted, these are in like 2-foot tall raised beds, but from in the bed going to the top, I would say it's got to be 7 feet tall, which worries me. And this one back here too. And you can see that is just arching. That's going to break at some point. You know, a storm's going to either break it, strong wind, but it'll still produce. That's why I leave some suckers go. But there's lots of clusters in here. And that is the Sun Sugar cherry tomato. Another delicata squash back here. Looking pretty good. So if I can stand back, and there's lots of bees on the bloom, so I'm very happy with that. So very, very tall, happy tomato plants. I've been having a little blight, so I've been trimming that up as soon as I see it, and it's been working out really good. It's so far been a very good growing year for tomatoes, for me at least. Let's see, I think I'm going to go back this way. Back here, I have more cucumbers. This one I keep trying to train to go up. It will eventually. Okay, that's just a fly. And then my Kajari melons are very slow. Super, super slow, but again, we've had a few warm days, but not like last year. Last year, we went from spring to summer in May. On May 28th, and it was Labor Day weekend, actually. Memorial Day it got to be 100 degrees that day. I think this year it was in the 60s. Another cucumber. I'm wondering if that's more of a bush. We'll see. Got lots of flowers on these cucumbers here. Lots of male. They look healthy, so that's all I'm really going for at this moment. I moved this Kajari melon over here because I thought maybe it wasn't getting enough sun over there, so I thought I'd try something. And I was also thinking about if I can find another grow bag to try some more climbing beans on here, because that's empty space. But I'll see how that works with the Kajari there. I'm hoping it climbs on that little teepee I made for it. Quick go back here. I always forget about these. And then I have more peas. Lots of peas in there. And a wasp. They got taller than what I thought they were going to get. So I'm afraid a strong wind or storm will also take care of that. My climbing beans back here has reached the top. That's done really good. No blossoms yet, but I know these tend to produce a little bit later in the season, which is nice. I can have a staggering of green beans. And then these are snow peas, and this is just loaded. Starting to get a little brown, but these are probably bigger than what they should be. You gotta get out here, and they sure grow fast, don't they? I planted a lot of cucumbers because I love cucumbers. I like refrigerator pickles and cucumber salad. I'll show you some little spotty areas. Like right in there. So I gotta get in here and trim that up. But overall, not too bad. This is the Dr. White cheese. Got some tomatoes in there. And then over there, not too bad. They get probably about 8 hours of sun, maybe a little bit more. The only thing, it's not a direct 8 hours of sun. So it's like little breaks in between here. This is the Hungarian heart. That's weird looking back there, don't you think? This one's kind of ugly looking, but I'm just going to leave it. Where are you? Right there. A lot of my tomatoes look like that. I've been cutting some off just because of the rain that we got. Just a weird tomato. Interesting though. I'm gonna go this way. This tomato plant's huge. I have this grown in a container. The yellowing on these leaves though is because of watering, and that's just on me. I know I'm gonna have to stake this up to this pole that's getting really big, but it's doing really good for in a container. I've got a lot of little cherry tomatoes on. Baby Baba okra. That one's rather big. I'd like to pick them and see how they are. Oh, there's a spider web in there. Just stuck my hand in it. Just kind of looking to see. I was thinking I was going to try and eat it raw. I don't know, I've heard people do that. This is one I planted, Cherry Falls. Has a lot of tomatoes on. It is starting to yellow a bit, a little bit of blight, but I'm pretty sure this is probably a determinate tomato. So it's going to be finishing here pretty soon. I got a lot of tomatoes off that little guy. Leeks. They're doing really good. I was a little worried when I planted them. They looked horrible. Just horrible. Oh, here's a better look at So I'll just trim that up, and there's definitely a lot of foliage on. I'm not too worried. And this one is Kellogg's Breakfast. This one hasn't done the best for me. I think I have one tomato there, one here. I don't know. So far, not a fan of that one. I know a lot of people rave about it, but again, I do live in Minnesota, so my climate can be a little tricky. Oh, that's different. Okay, this is Cherokee Purple. And I mean, the tomatoes are loaded in here. But maybe it's just because they're young. If you look at this one, there's no shine to it at all. I mean, when you look at this one, you can see the shine right there. None on that one. And then, whoops, there's a bee over here. And then there's no shine on that. It's almost like a very matte looking skin. Huh, that's a little different. And I love Cherokee Purple. This one has a little hole here. I don't know, I might get rid of him. We'll see. Still lots of blossoms on. More cucumbers on this side. Let's see if I can see. Oh yeah, I've got some over here too. Oh, I can't wait. I just weeded this bed too for the ground cherries, and look, you can see here, this is a hole that broke off, but I kept it. This still works really good. And look in there. That's all ground cherries. They just keep popping up. This right here, these are my bunching onions. Oops. I just left them in here, honestly. They look kind of good. I think I'm going to pull some and see what I think. Oh, another cucumber. I get so excited because sometimes I don't have luck with cucumbers. I always get so many male flowers and not enough female. And I'm going to swing over here to my squash. Lots of deadheading. Don't look at that. This is a bush acorn squash. I don't think it's going to do anything. Right now when I move that seemed like a really weak stem. Really, really weak. Foliage is nice and green, but I have a feeling I'm not going to have a really good crop this year of summer squash or winter squash. And these are patty pans. Okay, but you can see down here that vine looks really horrible. I'm just wondering if I should just mound up a bunch of soil on that. And then this is my Sure Thing zucchini. It is amazing. I mean, it really is. That, when I last saw it, I would say 5 days ago, it was just teeny tiny, and it looks really good. But again, down here, that doesn't look too healthy. So let me know what you would do. Would you mound up some soil on that? I'm just worried if I do that, it's just going to make it rot more. I haven't been watering on the plant. I've just kind of been watering around the base. But I can't help what the rain does, so I love zucchini. And I planted them over here because I had the room for them, because this garden, this little area is being taken over. I wish I could have a little more room for vegetables. I'm thinking maybe if these produce and I like them, I might have to think of something in here to grow up. But only reason why I didn't want to grow up here is because it blocks the sun for the stuff in back. So I have to be careful how I grow up, because if you look here too, I'm sure what's happening is these tomatoes are so huge that that arch in the back It's kind of blocking the sun. It does get sun in the afternoon, the hottest parts. I'm hoping it gets over here, because you can see that looks really lush. And then the Kajari melon over there, not so much. So I don't know. But it's still doing pretty good, not complaining, still have enough growing time left. And I was going to show you the lemon tree here. My sister wanted me to get rid of it, and then look at all of the new leaves on it. I don't know what to do because I'm not bringing it in. My house is too dry in the wintertime. I do have grow lights, but I'm not the right conditions for it. Plus, it's not something that I really feel like growing inside. If I'm going to do that, it's going to be a bunch of cuttings that I take and try and, get to live till next year. Okay, so hopefully you like this little vegetable garden tour, and not a whole lot of produce to show you. So, the tomatoes are doing pretty good and the eggplants, but I was hoping that I would have had a little baby melon on. That would have been cute. Hopefully you enjoyed, and bye for now.